Hey y'all, welcome to my little kitchen. Okay, and like I promised, for those of you that followed us as Dinkydoo's, which we closed down, what, 4 years ago now, I'm going to start sharing some of our best loved recipes. I'm new to the whole video thing, you'll have to forgive me. And I do have to read and follow along my recipe. No matter how many times I make something, I still will always have to refer back to my recipes. It's just how it's always going to be. Okay, what we're going to do is our carrot cake today. We're going to start off with 3 cups of flour. You're going to take your 3 cups of flour. You're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Two teaspoons of cinnamon. Now, one thing you don't realize, you watch these videos, you think, oh, it's so easy. No, it's not. I've been trying to do this for 3 days. 3 days. Can't get the house empty. Can't get it clean enough. Forget makeup. That's just not happening. I mean, I did brush my hair, but it's got a mind of its own, believe it or not. Okay, half teaspoon of salt. Now, this is for our cake part. I'm an old-timey cook, I guess you could say. I do kind of measure with my heart on a lot of things. All right, now, you can sift this together. It's entirely up to you. This is a dense cake. Stirring your flour ingredients, your dry ingredients together with a whisk is not going to be any different, really, than sifting it. This is not a light, fluffy cake. And those of you that have had it, know it's not a light, fluffy cake. So that's not an issue. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put into our mixer our eggs, 3 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup vegetable oil, and 3/4 of a cup buttermilk, and let's see, sugar, 2 cups sugar, and 2 teaspoons vanilla. Okay? So, where's my eggs? Take my eggs. Now, I'm a big fan of KitchenAid, so much so that even knowing we were voiding the warranty, that's what we used in our little bakery, because I love them so much. I did need a huge industrial mixer anyway. We did have one for breads, but I still use my KitchenAids for breads. But with that being said, I'm still a fan of KitchenAid. But my husband got me this, it's a Bosch. Oh my, the power. It is unbelievable. Okay, eggs, oil going in, 3/4 of a cup. Don't look in my refrigerator, it's a mess. We do live here. Okay, 3/4 of a cup buttermilk. And it is important that it's buttermilk. Now, you can look online and you can find substitutions where you take a cup of milk, add a teaspoon of lemon juice or vinegar or however you want to do it. Whatever you got to do, the acidic part of the buttermilk is what you're really looking for here. So buttermilk substitute. Just don't substitute with milk. It's just not going to be the same. We got our buttermilk. Now, let me grab my sugar. Okay. And I don't know what all the copyright stuff is and all that rigmarole, so I'm keeping brands and things off camera just because I don't know what I am not and am allowed to do. 2 cups sugar. And vanilla. All right, now, I'm going to pause you, give this a good mix till it's all nice and creamy and well incorporated, and I'll be right back. All right, now, we've got our eggs, oil, all that good stuff incorporated, right? Okay, now we're going to move on to the good stuff. We're going to take 1 8-ounce can of pineapple, drained, well drained. We're going to go from there to 2 cups shredded carrots. Do not use baby carrots. Do not use the pre-cut matchstick carrots that you find at the store. it will turn your cake green. It's disgusting. Don't do it. It makes you wonder what kind of chemicals they use because, yeah, green. No joke, green. 3/4 of a cup sweetened coconut. And my favorite, a handful, or I don't know, about 3/4 of a cup, I guess. It all depends on your taste. Golden raisins. Golden. To me, personally, and I know it's just a me thing. It's absolutely a personal thing. Black raisins look like little flies. I can't stand them. Anyway, okay. We're going to put that all in there. We're going to go down to, let's see, we've got our coconut, walnuts. Now, I like to add a cup of pecans. I prefer. I don't personally care for coconut either, but this cake is so dense. It's so good. You're not going to catch the coconut if you don't like it. But it really does add something to it. That regardless of whether you like coconut or not, I probably wouldn't skip it. But maybe add a cup of walnuts, or personally, I prefer a cup of pecans. And once you get that incorporated, then we're going to go on to our flour mixture. Okay, now we've got our good stuff incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sprinkle in, not necessarily sprinkle in, I'm going to pour in my flour mixture. In here you've got your 3 cups of flour, your baking soda, cinnamon, and salt. If I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to put the recipe in possibly a printable form, or at least a copy down form, below the video. I'll have to figure that out. I'm learning. I'm new. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. Now, once you get this incorporated, that's all you got to do. Now, when we were at Dinkydoo's, we sold our carrot cakes in bundt, different size bundt pans. Now, I am a Nordic ware girl. I love them. They're beautiful. They're unique. I just love them. And we had so many different styles of pans, but most of them were this, I want to say it's a 6-cup bundt pan, and they are well loved. You can see, I mean, no matter how much you clean them, they eventually look well loved. This is what I use. I am going to give this just another little quick stir. I have an attachment for this thing that has the bowl scraper, and it does an amazing job. But I'm living in a house with 8 other people. We have 2 daughters living here with us, one with a husband, and 3 kids, one with her little daughter. So things do get misplaced. So when I find that, I'll show it to you in another video. All right, now you're going to spray this pan down. If you use Nordic ware, or even any bundt pan, it doesn't really matter, but particularly the Nordic ware, you're going to want to get Baker's Joy. I've tried other flour sprays. None of them work like Baker's Joy. You want your cakes to come out right and to hold the design, you're going to want Baker's Joy. Now, I probably should have said this in the beginning. You're going to want your oven preheated at 325. Particularly if these heavy metal pans, a little bit lower temperature helps to cook it just a little bit slower. So you're going to get, it's going to take a little more time, obviously, but you're going to get done all the way through. You're not going to be overdone on the top. It's just all around better. So we're going to pour this in here. And yeah, it's going to be full. It's going to be very full. We used to do these 8 and 10 at a time. So we would double the batch, do several, and then double it again, You know, one of us would be preparing ingredients, the other one would be mixing up, and then one would be putting things in the oven and making sure everything's good to go. Okay, now, what makes this cake, in my opinion, is the buttermilk glaze. I haven't tried it on anything else other than this particular cake, but I swear you could put that stuff on a leather shoe and it would be good. It's wonderful. So I'm going to take a break and stick this in the oven between 45, 55 minutes. We're going to come back, make the buttermilk glaze. We're going to pour it over the top while it's warm, and then we'll make our cream cheese icing. We're about halfway through and it's looking good. So yeah, it may raise up out of the pan just a little. Keep another pan under it just in case. You know, you never know when you're going to have a little overflow. And yeah, my oven needs a little attention, but you know, it's used every day, so it's hard to make time for that. But here we are, halfway. Okay, let's get this buttermilk glaze going. What I have in here, I've got 1 cup of sugar, a half a teaspoon baking soda, a half cup of buttermilk, 1 stick or 1/4 pound of butter, which if you want to eat margarine, that's your preference. Margarine will work. We prefer butter. 1 tablespoon corn syrup. And a teaspoon of vanilla, or so. Measure with your heart. All right, now I've brought out my induction plate because I haven't cleaned off the top of my stove. I don't want you to see that. So we're going to go on medium heat. We're going to start it up. We're going to heat all this up. And you may notice while the cake's been baking, it took a little time to go put on some eye winker slag. I don't wear earbobs much, but you know, decided to put a little on. I scared myself the first time I turned the camera on, so I figured I better needed to do something. What you're going to do is you're going to cook this until it starts to boil just a little. You don't want big rolling boil. You just want to get it all melted, all incorporated, and then you're going to set it aside. Because it's like, y'all, this is like napalm. Don't get it on you, because it's going to stick and it's going to burn and then burn some more. So, my lovely daughters that live with us, I mentioned earlier, love them dearly, by the way. They decided to help me out last night after I had set out my cream cheese and butter and put it back in the refrigerator for me. So, I'm working with a brick of butter, not a stick, a brick. And I had to get creative and soften my cream cheese for the icing, which we'll do here in a minute. So, I'm going to cook this down, get it where I need it to be, get everything melted, get it ready to pour over the cake. And as soon as the cake comes out, I'm going to show you how easily it flips out, and then we're going to pour a glaze over it. We're going to go ahead and whip up our cream cheese icing. Now, honestly, this cake doesn't need it. We would have a lot of orders to say they want the icing on the side, because a lot of people didn't eat it. They would use it for their bagels. It's a cream cheese icing, but still, to each his own. What you're going to need is 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, 1 stick or 1/4 pound of butter. I personally prefer butter. 2 cups of powdered sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I've already creamed together my butter and cream cheese, and I've got them in here, and we're about to make a cloud. I guarantee it. This thing's got so much power. Just going to shake that in there. Yeah, the grandbaby, the 1-year-old, I believe he had my lid, my actual lid, playing drums the other day or something of that nature. I really don't know. It's here somewhere. There we go. Not too bad. So fast. Now, if you want to thin it down, this is going to be kind of thick. And I did add a lot of vanilla. You can use a clear vanilla if you want a really nice white cream cheese frosting. You can use a clear vanilla. It's entirely up to you. I'm fine with my pure vanilla or imitation vanilla. It really doesn't matter to me. It's a matter of flavor and preference. You can add a little bit of milk if you're trying to keep it white, or just to thin it down. It's just a nice addition. Some people use orange or orange zest, you know, just a few drops of orange juice or some orange zest to give it a little bit more flavor, but it's just not in our house though. To each his own. Now, this particular recipe is not mine originally. This recipe came from a sweet lady named Nancy Healy. This was my brother-in-law's mother. She passed away, and I know I'm wrong in saying this, I want to say six years ago or so. And every year when we would all get together, because their family was smaller than ours, so they would just come do Thanksgiving with us. And then it would just, you know, be a nice crowd. It wasn't huge. She would always bring something unique and different and really, really good. So I'm not really sure where she got the recipe, but I got the recipe from her. So I'll give her credit. But now who the real credit goes to is beyond me. Now we've modified it to a point. Not a lot. The original recipe did call for walnuts. We prefer pecans. No raisins in the original recipe, but I love golden raisins, especially in like a pumpkin bread or something. To me, it just, I don't know, it just adds something. So we have modified it a little, but if anybody knows this recipe or knows who the credit belongs to, I would love to know, and I would love to give them credit. I just don't know. Okay, now we're gonna give that a quick little whip. Pretty well done. Okay, I'm gonna set that to the side. We've got just a few more minutes for our cake. As soon as it's done, I'll be back. All right, y'all, fingers crossed. Ain't she pretty? I mean, it seems like a complicated cake because it is oh so good. And isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Our little bakery was an antique store also. This is an old hand-painted German plate. I even keep my little sticky note on there so I don't forget. Okay. You got to cross your fingers and hold your mouth just right. You can just feel it let go. Woo! Look at that. Oh. There's just something about it when a cake comes out of the pan, right? Okay, we're gonna take our buttermilk glaze. Come on. Now you're gonna slather this puppy in it. It's gonna soak up. I like to use a nice big tray, just simply because it's gonna soak it up. I mean, there's a lot of glaze there. That's a lot. Just think of this as a giant pancake. But let's see if I can look it down there. Now, personally, because we don't feel like it needs it. I mean, this cake stands alone, no doubt. But you take your, not now, obviously, because it's very, very hot. Take your cream cheese icing and just fill the center full. And leave a little extra on the table. You could take it with or without, personal preference. But that's how we sold it, generally. Was we would fill the center full of icing, so they had plenty, put some in a cup on the side if they wanted it. We tried to be accommodating to everybody as best we could. Whew, don't get old, y'all. It's a trap. I can see from here to there, no problem, but I can't see here. Terrible. So, for those of you that were patrons of Dinkydoo's, we thank you. We miss you. I don't miss the brick and mortar. I'm being conservative when I say I put in 80-hour weeks. And for 3 years, because it was mine, there was no paycheck. It's hard, y'all. And we started in 19, right before COVID. Now that first year was amazing. Our little area where we were located, right outside a retirement community here in Tennessee called Fairfield Glade, they were good to us. So good to us. They wanted us to succeed because they wanted us there. We did our very best to cater to them, and they made it a point on their way to town or on their way to the grocery, just on their way out to stop by and see how we were and to pick up something. Take a look around. Leave suggestions. People brought us recipes. One lady came in she actually spent the day teaching us how to do pepperoni rolls. And I miss you. Not the store, but you, our people. I love, love, love our people. And that is the reason that I'm doing this. This was part of our bread and butter. And if we were to ever open again, which that won't happen for me, this would have been a staple. But we're not gonna. So rather than be stingy or selfish and hold this recipe to myself, I wanted to share it with you and give you the opportunity to make it yourself. I'll try to figure out how to edit. I'm learning. We'll get there. Just stick with me. We will get there. And once I do, I'll be able to I'll type the recipe out. And now you've seen what it looks like. You've seen how simple it is to make. It shouldn't be a problem. But, you know, hey, I just wanted to share. Thanks.